Hi guys, I'm Diane and this is Narrow Dreams. So last night we had a bit of a disaster. I'd got chicken in the oven ready for tea and the gas ran out. And rather stupidly, we've got 2 gas bottles and we'd allowed them both to become empty and not fill them up. So we had no gas. It ran out, we had no gas. Luckily the chicken was cooked, so I could do the rest of the meal to go with it. That was fine. But on the plus side, our marina does do bottled propane. We have 13 kilogram bottles, but when Neil went this morning, they're expecting a delivery tomorrow, but they didn't have any left, and they said there seems to be a bit of a shortage. So we rang the boat services just up the canal. No, they didn't have any, but they were expecting a delivery today if we wanted to try later. So then I rang Stanleyland's Marina, and yes, they did have one. So instead of getting in the car, which would have taken us 5 minutes to go up there and get one, we decided to have a little cruise out. So at least it was a good excuse to take the boat out. So join us on the journey. So this is us just leaving our mooring, just pulling out and heading for Stanleyland's Marina. So this is Nationwide Narrowboats, and all the boats that you can see here now are actually up for sale. So we're just coming up to the Princess Bridge in Thorn here, and this is normally closed and we'd have to moor up and get out and open the bridge. But as you can see, there's a CRT van there. It's actually broken down. Apparently an engineer came to service it this morning and it's not been right since. So they've had to leave it open so boats can get through. This is Thorn Boat Services. We came here last year for a couple of jobs doing, and I've taken some footage of this just to show my cousin Malcolm that his boat is still there. So if you have a look, Malcolm, you'll get a view of it. So I grew up in Thorn, and when I lived there, I only lived here till I was 17. But what we're coming up to now is actually an old, what remains of a like a lock gate, and it was actually the gates onto a dry dock of Dunstan shipyard, which used to look like this. They used to make massive ships for over 100 years. They made ships, and they used to launch them into the canal, if you can imagine that. Sadly, it closed down in about I think about 1985, and there isn't actually much that remains of it now other than that gate. So as you can see, I'm just walking up to the lock, and this is Thorn Lock. It's electronically operated, so it makes it quite easy. It's only just over 62 foot long, so that does obviously restrict the size of boats that can use this waterway. When we were looking, we were told, oh, get a 70 foot, you know, it can do 95% of the network. Luckily we knew about this lock, or we may have ended up buying a boat that meant we could never go north out of the marina, and we could only ever go down the Trent. So, you know, if you are looking to buy a boat, make sure you check things like that, because it's usually the locks that restrict whether you can get through a particular waterway or not. So with lockdown, it has been quite a while since we'd used this lock, really a few months, and you have to do everything in a certain order. So off I go, because you've got there's a bridge across, and you have to do it in the right order with the bridge and the lock gates, otherwise the bridge won't move at all. Now there are full instructions on the box. Of course, I'm, you know, so clever I didn't need to read those full instructions. I've done it so many times, so I just went off to do it. Postman Pat's going past there, and then I got to the other end to see if I need to start there. I'd obviously forgotten how to do it entirely, and when you see me walking back, it's to come to Neil and say, Neil, I've forgotten how to do it, can you do it? And then when I read the box, I realise exactly how it needs to be done. So I cut a lot of the return journey out because obviously you've seen it on the way out, but obviously once we get here we know we're nearly back. This is our marina again, and we're actually turning the boat round so that we can carry on the painting, so we're leaving it facing in this direction. But I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please do give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you next time.